I'd like to welcome you to my newest fan page. It's called Health and Wellness Planning. And the reason I'm putting this fan page up is to share some medical advice. I guess I scrap that. It's not medical advice, it's health advice that I use on a regular basis and find that it works well for me. I'll also be putting up, hopefully commenting and posting things on a daily basis, certainly on a regular basis. I will be sharing medical or health advice from other social media, YouTube, Twitter, whatever I can find that I think is useful information, I'll be putting up. And I'll also be doing regular live videos like this, telling you some things that I have personally used and have found to work well for me in terms of not having to be on any kind of prescription or over-the-counter drugs. For instance, I use something on a regular basis, a health drink that I use in the morning, and I'll share that with you right now. It's real simple. I take, excuse me, I start off by warm water, not hot, but warm. And to that warm water, I add about a half a tablespoon of ginger powder, about 2 tablespoons. You can do less than 2. I do 2 because I think the stuff is so good that I think it works for just about everything, and that's apple cider vinegar. I use 2 tablespoons. You might want to start off with even a teaspoon, work your way up to a tablespoon or more, but it certainly won't hurt you. It's been something that's been in use by, well, especially New Englanders. I'm up here in New England, like many of you who are my friends on this page. But I also have friends from Europe and other places. So I'm up around the New Hampshire border, and apple cider vinegar and things of honey. I use a mixture of warm water, apple cider vinegar, ginger powder, lemon. I usually cut up a half a lemon, or I use a good quality bottled lemon juice like Santa Cruz organic lemon juice. And I add at least a tablespoon of raw local honey. Try to buy your honey from a local farmer or a local bee grower and get it. You want local stuff because it'll really help with the allergies the different times of year. So I start off with that every morning. That's the first thing that hits my mouth every morning is that. And then I go from there to making my superfood protein shake. I won't get into all the ingredients on that. I'll save that for another video. But I pretty much stay true to my diet. I'm the most boring guy in America. I pretty much eat the same thing every day. Now, not necessarily the same food, but I have my protein super shake for breakfast after I have my little drink that I just described. And then for lunch, I usually have a bowl of bone broth, which is either beef or chicken bone broth. I get my chicken bone broth at the farm at Eastman Corner up here in Kensington, New Hampshire, and it's absolutely delicious. I add some turmeric and some ginger to that, and I find it very tasty. That's my lunch generally. Sometimes I might have a scoop of tuna fish or some chicken, some sort of protein. I usually have a very light lunch. For dinner, I'll usually have protein in the form of chicken, fish, grass-fed beef, along with green vegetables and or a salad. And that's pretty much it. Later on in the evening, I might have some blueberries with my one cheat food that I do is I get the Cool Whip, put a little bit of Cool Whip on it, crush up some walnuts, and that's my dessert. I try to avoid all grains, gluten, and sugars. I'm not saying this is what you might want to do. I'm just telling you this is my routine. I get into a routine. But more importantly than sharing what I eat and what my diet is, I want to share the different foods and herbs and spices that I use to combat colds, to combat flus, to combat allergies, and what you eat for your normal diet. You know what your body tolerates and doesn't tolerate, and I'm not here to preach, so do what you want regarding that. But I would recommend that you try to eat as many organic whole foods as possible. Avoid supermarket type foods, processed foods if you can. Listen, we all have to shop at a supermarket at some point in our lives. I'm fortunate to be near a lot of farms up here, so I buy most of my food from the farms, but I do get my staples at places like Stop and Shop and Market Basket. Of course, I buy my apple cider vinegar. I use Bragg's, which make sure whatever apple cider vinegar you buy, whether it be Bragg's or another one, you want to make sure it has on the bottle, it'll say with the mother. The mother is the sediment that forms at the bottom of the bottle, and that's where all the health power comes from. So you need that. Don't get the Stop and Shop apple cider vinegar, just a regular vinegar. That's fine for salads and cooking, I guess, but you want the mother. And I find Bragg. I call it Bragg's. It's one of those, I don't know if you're familiar with the Mandela effect, but I could have sworn all my life I've been taking apple cider vinegar for 40, 50 years, I guess, since I was real young. And I always thought it was Bragg's, B-R-A-G-G-S. Come to find out it's supposedly Bragg, B-R-A-G-G. If you're familiar with the Mandela effect, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you can Google it if you like. It's kind of interesting, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. All the things we remember as being this, which are actually spelled some other way. I think you find it interesting if you want to check it out if you're not familiar with it. But anyway, that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to just let you know that I'm going to be putting up things that I determine are interesting. You can take what you like and discard what you don't like. And hopefully one or two things might be useful to you, might help you avoid getting the flu or a cold, or maybe if you already have a cold or a sore throat, some of the things I'll be telling you to use to combat that could be helpful to you. And that's the purpose of this fan page, is to help my friends on Facebook. I hope it helps you. Check back often. I'm going to start putting up videos as we speak, and I'm going to be doing more of these live videos. I want to put together a better format that I have things prepared so I can share things with you in a timely manner. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thanks for listening.